Dear students, welcome you all for the 14th session of Modern Marketing of 5th semester of Mangalore University. So in this session, we are going to discuss in detail about consumer behavior. So in this session particularly, I am dealing with introduction, meaning, definition, customer rules and nature of consumer behavior. So let's recap what we have done in the previous session. So in the previous session, we have discussed various targeting marketing strategies. So what are those target marketing strategies? We have discussed in detail about undifferentiated marketing strategy, differentiated marketing strategy, and concentrated marketing strategies. So what is the objective of this session? Objective of this session is to make the students aware of the concept of consumer behavior. So what will be the outcome of the session? You will come to know the concept of consumer behavior in detail. So let's go to the introduction of consumer behavior. So as you know, consumer behavior is very complex. It's very difficult for any companies to understand the behavior of the consumer. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅದು ಅವ್ನು ನಾಳೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 1 ಮಂತ್ ಅವ್ನು ಸೇಮ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ ಅದೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅವ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಡಿ ನಾಟ್ ನೋ how he purchases the product, why he purchases the product, how he uses the product. So it's very complex to understand. So consumer behavior is a study of how individual customers or groups or organization or companies or firms, anything, how these groups or organization or customers select, buy, use and dispose ideas, goods and services to satisfy their needs and wants. So this is what known as consumer behavior. So how they select, how they buy, how they use, how they dispose the goods and services. So this is very important. So what is the meaning of consumer behavior? So here are the meanings. So it refers to the actions. So it's complete in terms of actions of the consumers in the marketplace and the underlying motives for those actions. So consumer behavior andre, so it's consumers actions in the marketplace, how he buys the product, how he selects the product, how he uses the product, what motives does he have to buy a product, okay, how he uses the product. So all these things are there in the consumer behavior. Then so there is a definition of consumer behavior given by Engel, Blackwell and Mansard. So they say that consumer behavior is the actions and decisions, processes of people who purchase goods and services for personal consumption. So it is according to their perception. They say that it is the actions and also the decision processes of people. Okay, so not only the actions but also it is followed by the decision. So whether to buy the product or not, how we selected that product, that is also very important. Who purchase the goods and services for personal consumption. So there is another definition which given by Loudon and Bitta, who says that consumer behavior is the decision processes and physical activity which individual engage in when evaluating, acquiring, using or disposing of goods and services. So they go one step higher where they say that there is a physical activity also which individual is involved in when evaluating a product or when acquiring or using or disposing of goods and services. So these are definitions given by different people regarding the consumer behavior. Now let us understand the customer rules, okay, played. What are the different customers roles played while buying a product? So basically there are three rules. First one is user. So a customer can be a user. How? The person who actually consumes or uses the product and receives the benefits. See here, user in the sense one who consumes the product. Buyer may be a different person. That buyer may give the product to somebody else. So user is a completely a different person. So a customer can be a user also. So a user in the sense the finally who consumes or uses the products or services or receives the benefits from a service. So example now. So if you take the example of burger, the person who actually eats the burger is the user. See here, the person who has bought the burger may be different. For example, at a home, father might have brought the burger. Maybe the ultimate user may be his kids or his children. See the difference. So buyer is different, the user is different. Next, the payer. Who is a payer? So person who finances the purchases. So again, buyer need not be the payer, or he can be the payer also. See here, one thing you have to understand: user may be the payer itself, or may not be the payer. So payer in the sense one who finances the purchase. For example, the father who purchased the burger might have been, the payment might have been done by his friend. We do not know. Okay, so these are the roles. Okay, for example, now the person who provides the money to pay for the burger. So who is the person who is paying for the burger? He is a payer ultimately. Then last one is we have is buyer. So buyer is a person who participates in acquiring the product. So one who acquires the product is known as the buyer, or one who finally acquires. So example, the person who orders, so one who has placed the order, or one who actually hands over the money for a burger is known as a buyer. Okay, so now we have seen the three different roles. All these three roles can be played by one person itself, remember, or they can be three individual persons. It can be different persons. Okay, so these are the various customer roles. Then nature of consumer behavior. So consumer behavior nature ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. Let's discuss that. First one, as I said in my introduction, it's very very complex, very very difficult to understand the behavior of a consumer, how we purchase this. No company knows, okay, how they will purchase this. Okay, now because of data mining and because of these techniques, what happened is, if you just click about a product in Amazon, okay, and you will get related to that product so many items to buy, so many preferences. Okay, it is because of data mining. Okay, we have advanced so much that, okay, we can definitely capture your intentions, you can capture your taste, and that is possible now. But still, ultimately it is the consumer who decides the product which he needs to buy. Then second one varies for different consumers. See, one consumer is different from another, each individual is different, so each individual has his own consumer behavior, his own behavior to buy. So whatever the product bought by my friend need not be bought by me, whatever the product chosen by my father need not be liked by me. So each consumer is different, each consumer taste is different. Then third one, dynamic in nature. It varies according to the time. Okay, it varies. See, whatever the buying needs of this month may not be of same. Whatever the goods that I bought this month may not be in the next month. Whatever the mobile that I have bought for this year may not be same in the next year. Whatever the clothes that I've bought may not be same as in the next month. It may vary. So it's complex and it's dynamic in nature, influenced by various factors. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, it may be the traditions, it may be the culture, it may be the family size, it may be the age, demographic characteristics. Okay, it may be the geography, it may be the behavior. There are so many factors which are influenced by consumer behavior. Okay, for example, if age, okay, age matters. For example, uh, once I finish my college education, I become earning, I become a earner. So when I earn, I may have different needs, my behavior may be different because I know the value of money. Till then I did not know, is it not? So I may not buy the lavishly. When I am a college student, my papa mummy used to give me the money, I used to buy lavishly, but I may not be lavish now. See the changes. So it influenced by various factors. Important for marketers, very very important for the companies to understand the behavior, because they have to design the marketing strategies according to the consumer taste and preferences. They have to understand it, even though if it is complex, they have to understand. So this is what we have discussed in this particular session. Okay, that is regarding consumer behavior. What is the meaning of consumer behavior, various roles played by the customer, then nature of consumer behavior. I hope you understood this session, and thank you for your patience listening. Meet you in the next session.